Music is something we have probably all listened to today, whether it was the radio in your car or from your AirPods on the way to class. Music was not always this easily accessible and personalized, though. So, how did we get to where we are now? Well, let's take a trip through the history of musical streaming and see where it all began. However, first we need to delve into what causes evolution in the first place. Welcome to the Gene Dream team, and you're watching the evolution of music streaming devices. The evolution of natural selection is the idea that species will change over time with the change of generations. With the changing of the generations, there will be traits that are passed down from the parents to the children. These traits that are passed down will be from the more fit generation and theoretically will result in offspring that are more fit for their environment. This idea stems from Charles Darwin back in the 1850s when he wrote, debatably, the most important book in modern biology, The Origin of the Species. Darwin used the Galapagos finches that he observed in his travels to exemplify this idea of evolution of natural selection. The rainfall and food availability on their island resulted in different sized beaks in these finches. This was because the parents with the beak that fit their environment better were the ones to survive and give their genes to the next generation.
In contrast to natural selection, when we discuss evolution in a cultural aspect, we must first take a look at memes and symbolic inheritance systems. In biology, there are replicating entities we see involved in species evolution, such as DNA molecules and genes. Richard Dawkins applied this idea to human culture and coined this idea as the meme. Memes are the unit of replication in cultural transmission. They are widely known by their internet fame, but they can represent anything from catchphrases, ideas, fashion, or music. Memes are passed throughout populations by any form of imitation, such as speech or writing. If you hear a good idea, you'll likely tell someone about it. The popularity of a meme, however, comes and goes. Some may spread very rapidly but not last long in the meme pool. The survival of a meme depends on how actively it is transmitted in a population. Dawkins suggests selection favors memes that exploit their cultural environment to their own advantage. Within culture, communication is widely spread, and symbols are a vital part of the system. Symbols are interpreted based on their relations to humans and other signs in the cultural system. Information within symbolic inheritance systems can be transmitted in multiple ways, such as written or oral instructions, song, film, or dance. An important characteristic of symbolic information is that it does not have to be acted upon in order to be transmitted. Depending on the culture, the information could be passed on for generations even though it has not been used. For example, grandma's soup recipe may be passed down for generations without anyone making it, before it is used again. Most importantly, since symbols are socially agreed signs, they can be translated more broadly. For example, the word danger can be conveyed through word, symbol, or even sound.
Music is an important part of our life as it is a way of expressing our feelings as well as emotions. Did you know that the first music box ever made dates back to 1811? Well, now you do. The music box was a revolutionary invention as it was the first music player to be invented. However, the box itself was too bulky and had a lot of flaws. So as humans do what humans do best, they made a better player with less flaws. Allow me to introduce to you the gramophone, or what we all know as the record player. The gramophone was invented in 1887 and made it easier to play music for many individuals as it was more convenient to use and provided a better audio quality of music. However, people wanted to take music wherever they went to, and the gramophone was not so easily accessible to take anywhere. Let's jump to the 1960s where the first compact cassette tape was invented. Philips consolidated the reel-to-reel into the first compact cassette tape. This then allowed for music to become more fluid, portable, and for mixtapes to be created. But nothing is perfect in this imperfect world. The cassette tape was too faulty, as it may break even with the smallest particle of dirt there is, but it did help the CD start its journey. CDs needed a CD player to be used on playing music, and people found it inconvenient to have them separately as it took too much space in their bags. Combining all devices into one was the goal for many years that followed. With the development of computer technology and file compression became more sophisticated, the MP3 extension was created. This device then combined the easily accessible and personalized device that helped pave the way to the digital era, the iPod. The iPod was one of the first portable media players and multi-purpose mobile devices that helped with practicality and accessibility. The rest is history from here.
So, how does natural selection apply to the evolution of music streaming devices? Well, in order for music players to evolve, they must employ the 4 principles of selection: variation, inheritance, reproduction, and change over time. Variation in music players occurs with compactness, sound quality, price, and storage. Music players inherit basic characteristics from dated music playing devices to ensure that listeners can easily transition to a new device, such as speaker system, headphone jack, and CD slots. Music playing devices are able to reproduce music from decades past as well as the latest hits. Music players change over time due to the selective aspects that users appeal to, such as practicality, personalization, and accessibility. For example, music players have become more compact in size, and listening has become more personalized and have the capability to make playlists.
In addition to the principles of natural selection, memes and symbolic inheritance can also be applied. Compared to evolution by natural selection, memes proliferate by sticking in the minds of people. The evolution of music players can then be seen as, over time, conforming to what society would prefer in regards to accessibility and personalization. In contrast, symbolic inheritance requires a look at why new features are developed in comparison to those of the past, how those features came to be, and why. Music players will serve the same function, but through different means. Different technology is used, and different features are present, but these changes are often in response to what people enjoy and want. The following devices would then involve features that resonated with people propagating these ideas.
With all of these ideas in mind, what could the future hold for the evolution of music playing devices? We know that the driving selective factors for these devices are focused around practicality, personalization, and accessibility. Moving forward, a possible evolutionary step is localizing the streaming device within the user's body. This can be done in the form of a brain implant, which, with partnering with Elon Musk, could be through Neuralink. And this implant would allow immediate responses to the user's requests and give constant access to an endless library of music. Implementation of artificial intelligence would hypothetically be able to sync with the user's routine and learn the best situation to play the perfect song for any occasion. Hypothetically, this device would provide the user with optimal practicality, accessibility, and personalization for anything having to do with music.